my family behind. I just took my young sister with me. Um, and basically the journey, I'm gonna describe it very quickly, but it's not as easy as it sounds like. But because I've been saying this for 6 years, so it sounds very easy, but it's not. When we left from Damascus airport, we flew to Turkey, Istanbul, and then from there you contact smuggler to smuggle yourself, not to smuggle other people. And then the smuggler took us to Izmir with a bus, and then in Izmir we were packed into, the boats that you actually go out in the canal on King's Day, that people go on holiday to drink beer. That's the same boat that been used for us, but it was packed with 20 people, and we had 4 years old child was orphaned already, and we were only 3 women on the boat. When after 15 minutes, when we started the journey, the engine stopped working, and then start taking water in, and we started drowning basically. I come from a long history family of professional swimmers. So I am a lifeguard and trained search and rescue swimmer, and my sister as well. That's why we made it, basically, because we are professional swimmers. And unfortunately, when we were drowning, of course, we called the Greek Coast Guard. Yeah, Frontex or the Coast Guard. I think at the end of the day, they all come from the same window. And the thing that they said to us, basically, go back where you came from. And that's something we hear all the time. But just take a couple seconds and think about that someone is drowning and reach for one stick, and that was the response. Go back where you come from. Well, I would not have left where I come from if it was safe for me to go back there. And I would not put myself or my sister or whoever is with me on that boat if that wasn't my last option. People leave Syria and flee from their homelands because they don't have an option to eat and breathe. There's not even normal oxygen there. So start from there. But we continue. We didn't stop. Other men were jumping in the water. They were helping us, and then we made it to the north shoreline of Lesbos after 3.5 hours. We were safe, healthy, and very lucky. We made it in one piece, all of us together. No one was injured. After that, we started the journey of. We went to Mytilene, that's Lesbos, where so many people from actually Netherlands go and volunteer. And in there, we took the ferry to Athens, and then from Athens to Macedonia, Serbia, Hungary, Vienna, Austria, and then Munich, Germany, and then Berlin, where I actually just arrived 5 minutes ago. I lived there for a year, and then after that, I decided to go back to Lesbos to volunteer, because I could not leave anyone behind. If I made it myself, it doesn't mean that the rest made it. So this is also my part as a refugee and my job as well to not leave anyone behind. If I made it and I'm safe, it doesn't mean that it's over. There's plenty thousands more on the borders. So I decided to go back to Lesbos, and I volunteered as a social rescue swimmer and Arabic translator for 3 years. And when I was flying back to Berlin, I got arrested in the airport, and I got detained for 3.5 months with charges of belonging to criminal organization, money laundering, espionage, trafficking, smuggling, and fraud. And if I'm convicted, I will spend 25 years in prison. Basically, this happened 3 years ago, and just 2 months ago, finally, after 3 years, the Greek government decided that, yeah, okay, we're gonna open the court. And we had a date, and we were supposed to go and testify. So just a week before the court date, I wasn't allowed to enter my court, and I wasn't allowed to testify for my own rights because, quotation, I am not equal human to the other fellow detainees to defend myself. So basically, aka, I'm a Syrian refugee, I'm not human enough to defend myself in the courthouse. Then, of course, the court took place and was postponed. Again, this is 3.5 years after. What I would say, as a refugee, it is fucking disgusting to see how people are being treated. And excuse my language, but I don't excuse my language either, because I tried all the ways. I've been working on this for 6 years. Every single day I'm saying, we're all equal. Everyone is welcome here. Leave no one behind. There's fucking space for everyone. Refugees are welcome here. It's not gonna go anywhere. And honestly, I posted a statement online recently, and I said, if another refugee lose their life in the sea, I'm gonna be violent. I'm gonna go on the street and I'm gonna stand my ground so people understand that my blood, my right, my existence is exactly like all of you existed. And as long we're gonna close an eye on it, it's not gonna change. And trust me, liking and sharing on Instagram will not do anything. You can swipe up and forget about it, but I cannot forget about it. It's who I am, it's my identity. And it's so sad, after I left Syria and the war and everything I've been through, I got the trauma here. I had a very heavy depression for 3 years here because of what happened to me in Europe, in the democratic countries that we're walking around. Yeah, welcome to Europe. So please do something. Please speak up. Keep fighting. I've been doing it, as I said, for 6 years, and I will never give up. And there's so many of us. Let's bring the minorities together and become a majority. Stop fighting all of us separately because we're fighting the same. Climate change, LGBTQ rights, human equality, women, female equality, men, it's all the same, guys. In my pocket. It doesn't exist. It's just a human rights convention and United Nations. It doesn't exist, guys. Here you go. So it's really unfortunate that some people have the right to actually say, hey, this guy is disrespecting me, and you can sue them, but on the other hand, I have no right to defend myself in the courthouse. So we're not gonna stop fighting anyway. I'm still smiling, and we're gonna do it, but we need everyone to come together. We need to come together, because one hand cannot clap alone. We need to come together, because I'm gonna just end it with this. The people who died, they are beloved to someone else. They are brother, sister, lover, husband, mother to someone. We see them as numbers, but these people who lose, these people that died, just a month ago, guys, we lost 100 people. Like, what is it? Let me finish, please, and then I'll take your question. So basically, just remember that. Just imagine living without one of your family members, and even worse, that no one even bury them, no one speaks their name, and no one do anything about it. Just put yourself in other shoes, and trust me, you will feel it. And thank you for this in the first place as well, and thank you for listening.
Sorry.